You introduce yourself a little bit more, what we're going to talk about today, and what type of topics you want to talk about.
Sure. Hey, Efren, how's it going? Once again, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. For those who do not know me, my name is Gustavo Mastroianni. I'm the Chief Information Security Officer at Schools Insurance Authority. We are a state agency nonprofit based in Sacramento, here in California.
Awesome. If you don't mind me asking, what do you think about the AI, how things are going to change in the perspective in the future? So I know we're talking about a few things, and I just want to get in your opinion. What do you think about AI in cybersecurity?
Well, if you hear one of our previous episodes, you see me talking a little bit about AI. And I think I was a little bit wrong on when I was predicting when AI is going to become a thing. It looks like it's picking up the pace and it's faster than I would imagine. Luckily, we as an organization have been involved with AI. We are truly using AI and making sure that AI is implemented correctly and safely across our organization. To me, AI is coming. It is something that will help most of us, in my opinion. And at the end of the day, it's going to be something that will also push organizations to do some kind of a digital transformation and also push AI to their employees so they can be more effective. At the end of the day, the organization will be serving their clients way better.
Do you think a lot of it changed or just some subjects? I know you were talking about like a hype about it, that the AI wasn't going to grow as much or as quick. Do you think that changed from last year? Because this conversation was from last year. It wasn't like 5 years ago or 4 years ago. So this one was pretty recent.
Correct. So yes, it was a pretty recent episode that we both did. And yes, I didn't think that it was going to be that quick. Things would move forward that quick. I remember that I said, AI is coming, things are going to become more automated, and that by that time would be like in a 2 to 3 year time frame. But I guess things have happened faster, and I think so far it's been for the good, in my opinion. The reason why is I see a lot of changes out there, a lot of organizations. I'm going to say the word scrambling, but that word might not fit well. So I would say they are trying to figure out how to actually implement AI because there's no way out. You're going to have to use AI to your benefit, to your organization's benefit as well. So you can be more effective in your work, and also making sure that you will help your clients to be better as well. So it's becoming, and it's already a thing, but it's becoming more and more effective and more, let's say it's spreading across multiple industries, with not only on the technology industry, but different industries are also making use of AI, at least at the low level, to help them to be more effective.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen it from, yeah, you're right. I did see it from other industries. Like I've seen it from the healthcare industry, from the technology. Well, technology is always going to be there, but the technology aspect is there. Schools, insurance companies, a lot of industries are slowly moving into the AI. And I've seen that huge improvement. I personally didn't think it was going to grow that much. I personally thought it was going to be more of like a trend. We mentioned before, it was like, oh, it might be a trend. It might be something just going to happen for a little bit and go away. But the more and more I started realizing, like, okay, companies are putting more developers, or they're working with the AI scientists. So they're bringing more people into the team about AI. So I've seen a big improvement on that. Do you think, as for your career path and career perspectives, do you think that's something to push, to move forward into? Not to be a specialist, but kind of have some basic knowledge of AI? Do you think, do you think that that's something that's at least a requirement for the future?
it's going to become a requirement. And I'm not going to forecast when it's going to become a requirement because I don't want to be wrong again, but it will become a requirement. It's in some organizations, it is already a requirement. I've seen interviews and I've listened to podcasts where CISOs and other C-level people are already asking and requiring new employees and also people that they are interviewing to have a good knowledge in AI. Doesn't mean that you need to be a data scientist. You need to know how to use AI effectively. Either tools, whatever tool it's out there, Gemini or Claude or ChatGPT, Copilot. All of those, they have their own way of, they're better in some topics or some things or calculations or creating taxes or statements or whatever. But if you know how to use it and you're going to be ahead of the game. I would say that right now it's in the phase where a few industries and a few organizations, they are requiring that, but it's become strongly recommended that you know AI at this point, as of today. Because the pace that AI is going, if you don't pick up that pace, if you don't keep up, you're going to be left behind. That know how to use AI to their benefit and to the organization's benefit. They will be ahead of the game. You will always want to be ahead of the game as a professional as much as you can.
I see. Yeah, because I did see pretty much a lot of things are changing up since the AI came in, and also cybersecurity for IT fundamentals. Let's say like an IT entry level trying to come to IT. Now, as an IT professional coming in or entry level, they need some type of experience in cybersecurity. Now, I believe they need some type of experience in AI. Do you agree upon that, or do you think that there's some small little changes?
They do need to know cybersecurity, of course. If you're working in the cybersecurity field, there's no way out, right? But learning about AI, that will also help you to apply AI into your job, but also apply cybersecurity into AI as well. It's not uncommon for us to see people pushing confidential data into ChatGPT or Gemini or all of the AI tools out there. So creating some kind of guardrails to use AI effectively and use AI in a way that do not harm the organization that you work for, even your personal information maybe. The best way to go is to create some kind of guardrails around it. For example, you can create access control, some kind of access control to data. So that's pretty much data governance, right? Also, you can use, there are some tools out there, they do browser security. And that means that they provide some form of stands for data loss prevention. So if you're inputting any kind of confidential data or any kind of PHI into the AI prompt, that browser security platform can scan that document or even scan your own prompt and block or redact that data that you configured as to be personal identifiable information or personal health information that should not be inputted a AI prompt. So there are things that you can do as a cybersecurity professional with AI, and there are things that you can use AI to improve and make your cybersecurity skills better than it could be 10 years ago.
Oh, I see. So it sounds like the DLP is going to be growing a lot, huh? The data loss prevention is going to be more restricted. It's going to be integrated on the AI. That kind of makes more sense how if you're trying to input information, you might input some personal information accidentally. So that DLP will be coming in. I think that DLP teams are going to slowly grow, right? Or it's still going to be stabilized as it is.
The DLP solutions, they are growing a lot. You will see that there are different platforms out there. They can provide you any type of DLP, if it's email or at the browsing level, whatever. There are different ways, and you need to find the solution that better suits your organization and also meets the requirements of your cybersecurity program. So at the end of the day, DLP, there's no team for that, but it all depends on the industry. But usually DLP is part of the access control team and maybe the network security team as well.
Yeah.
And data governance, of course. Those are some of the components of a cybersecurity program that helps you to create that layer of defense and not only rely on one thing.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Sorry, I meant to say like the solutions aspect of it. That's pretty cool that that's growing too. From you as a CISO, do you think this will also would it be easier for your workflow or future CISOs coming in? Do you think the AI is going to be good for them as well to understand the AI and how things are moving forward on this?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There will be things that you will probably need to automate or create some form of automation. You only have to be careful with your automation, of course, your automation flow or creating your workflows that are automated. It's always good to have a human checking that workflow or at some point of that workflow have a human interaction. At the end of the day, I believe that the AI coming into the SOC or GRC or triage, anything, or workflows, automation workflows, that will help your organization to be more effective.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, those CTOs, CIOs, they all would need to start looking at AI solutions already. But if you are sitting on that seat and haven't started looking at anything related to AI to help you and help your organization, you're already falling behind. So if you're not doing that, not ahead of the game. Making sure that you do that will help you to get back on track and help your organization to not only stay afloat, but also succeed.
I see. I see. And it's challenging because, as we all know, if you're in tech, we have to keep moving forward. We have to be updated with all the technology that's coming out there. I know you mentioned that you recently received a certification on AI. Do you think that was a little challenging for you, or did you already get understanding how that certification was for you? What kind of tips can you give me? And also give me an explanation what certification you got too.
Sure. So in August 2025, the organization sponsored a certification and a training in AI. It is called Certified Association AI Professional. It is issued by Sidecar. That's the company who provides the training. The training was a 16-hour training, online, self-paced. And at the end of each module, you would get a few questions to answer. And then there is a test as well at the end of all of the videos and the modules. It was a good certification. It gives you a pretty good idea and an understanding of how AI is going to impact organizations and how you can use AI to your benefit. One of the things that I've learned myself is to start using AI for some questions that you would use Google for. Instead of using Google, start using ChatGPT or Gemini, okay, Gemini is from Google, but maybe Copilot. Try to use AI in not only Google search, but instead you can use Gemini as well, even though it's from Google. It's an AI tool. But start using that because that's how you get excited. That's how you get used to AI. That's how you get used to how to prompt in those AI tools as well. I've been impressed so far with ChatGPT. Whenever I prompt something, it offers other ways of seeing the answer that it provided me, or it gives me different ideas on how to expand those questions that I asked to get more and more information. So if you can do that, you start to get used to it and you start to use more and more AI. I got that certification back in August. It was a pretty good certification. I like it. It's known by the AI community. And I'm looking to get different other certifications as well. I know that there is one from ISACA, the AAISP, if I'm not wrong. I think that's the name, but I like that one.
I know there's one for ISACA. I don't know the proper naming scheme, but yeah, there is one from ISACA. And I think there's one.
AAISM, that's the certification.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
AAISM, that's the name of the certification. So Yeah, that's one that I'm looking to take probably within the next 12 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any other certs that you're looking into to get?
Probably CRISC as well. Those
I
are the
heard a
two
lot.
things that I'm trying to focus on this next 12 to 18 months. Let's see how it goes. But those are the ones that I think it provides a lot of value to me as a professional and also to our organization.
That's good. So from your opinion, what do you think about the CRISC? What was the one that motivated you to look into it?
I already got the CISM certification and also the certified CISO certification from EC Council. CRISC is also a certification from ISECA, and it's all about risk and information systems, right? So it's risk management. That helps me to get a better understanding of how to use risk management within information systems.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe it would be a very valuable certification to have that would complement the CISM and the CISO as well. And I'm sure it would also complement the AAISM from ISACA, which is the AI certification.
What'd you think about the CISM? Was it pretty challenging? That's certification I'm looking into.
It was a little bit challenging. The reason why is it's the same thing as the CISSP. You have to have that mindset of a manager, not the mindset of an engineer.
Mm-hmm.
And I took it back in October 2023. At that time, I already migrated my role from engineer to a CISO. Since I'm a technical person as well, sometimes you try to focus on how to fix it at a high level. But I was able to pass the certification my first try. So I earned the CISM back in October 2023.
That's good. Yeah, I'm looking into getting that certification. So now that we're talking about a little bit of education, what do you think about, I know we had this topic in the past about bachelor's and certifications, but from career paths, I know there's still a lot of chats that are like, hey, no, we still need your bachelor's to get into an executive level or CISO level. Do you think that's a valid point, or you think certification is still valid? Or either or. Both valid?
And you will see from our previous episodes, I will never tell you to not get an education.
Yes.
Never, ever. So go get education. If you believe that it's going to help you, go get it. At the end of the day, it's your career. You have to build that, of course, gathering recommendations and also different perspectives will help you to shape your career path to where you want. There's a high likelihood that your career path will change every 7 to 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think that, but I thought I was going to stick with being one of the greatest network engineer that I could ever be. But things have changed and happened to me. And I see more and more those kind of career changes happening across multiple industries, across multiple areas within IT and cybersecurity. Try to shape your career to where you want to be in the next 10 years and try to use that career path. But be ready for a change. Be ready for something that can change your life and can change your career as well. Just like AI is going to change a lot of lives, like it or not. So at the end of the day, be ready for changes, be ready to adapt, but make sure that you get as much education as you can that will help you to achieve the career path that you want. Bachelor's degree, I have an MBA as well. That doesn't mean that I must be at a director level or C-level position. I took it because I believed that it would help me in the long run, not in the short run. I believe that it's going to help me in the long run. Also certifications as well that helps me to prove my skill sets. Doesn't mean that I know, but it means that I was able to understand the topics. If there was a lab, I was able to pass that lab exercise And also I was able to answer the questions that they asked, constrained time frame, where they said, hey, you have 120 minutes to answer 150 questions. Go. So some people are not good on taking exams, but they are very good as a professional. They have a very high level skill set of a lot of things. It's always a combination, right? There is no yes or no. Also, I don't think that it will help you nowadays, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on your perspective. It will help you to go through the AI triage, right? When you're applying for jobs, sometimes HR departments, they are looking for keywords. And if you have that keyword in your resume, you're already on the next step, next phase. But that should not be something that will define who you are and how good you are doing your job.
Yes.
Okay, so again, AI is helping us and certification is helping us for the good or for the bad, depending on the situation. And you have to try to lower your risk and minimize the impact in your career. So do the best you can, as much as you can, because at the end of the day, it's your life, it's your career. So you make your own decisions. Use the help of people that have been through different situations, listen to different people, but make your own choice and accept that those decisions were made by you. And if you made a wrong decision, that's fine. Move on, leave it in the past and make a change and keep moving forward. And also make sure that you take accountability or responsibility for those things. Just like I did I predicted that AI was not going to be here that soon. I did not predict it well. I thought something. Yeah, there you go. I was wrong.
Yeah, we're both thinking the same thing too. It was like, I don't know. I don't think it's too fast, but I was wrong too. I didn't know that it was going to grow that fast. But yeah, it's pretty much, the more I started messing with AI, I was like, okay, I can see a future on this. I can see why people are moving forward to this. But I didn't expect a lot of industries going into it. I didn't expect the government to get it that quick. I didn't expect the healthcare to get that quick, just because of the privacy, how information is being shared. So that's something that I thought that wasn't going to happen that's quick. But it's been a big impact for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been an impact. But that's a good point of view that you mentioned about the education aspect of it. And it's true, like you mentioned, it's just so many things are changing. Might as well just get all the education that you have. All these keywords are coming up on resumes, and it's helping you guys as well. It's helping everybody else. From your experience, I know you mentioned Gemini, you mentioned ChatGPT, you mentioned, what was the other one?
Claude.
Yeah, Claude. So I know everything has their specialties. I've heard Claude is more of like the programming specialty. ChatGPT is kind of it's a mixture of everything. And Gemini is really focused on Google. So have you, from your personal experience, which one did you like the most on how things respond or how they work?
I'm using more ChatGPT right now. The reason why is because that's what we are using at the organization that I work for. So we have that paid license. Okay. So you get a little bit more off of it. So I'm using more ChatGPT. Doesn't mean that Copilot is not useful. That doesn't mean that Gemini or Claude, they're not useful. It just means that that's what I'm using. There is a potential also that we're going to use Copilot internally. So that's something that I'm probably going to start using it more and more. Yeah, not about Claude and Gemini. I'm sure they're pretty good. I've used Gemini probably once or twice only. But ChatGPT has been fulfilling my requirements and my needs so far. So I'm sticking with it right now. But again, try it out. Don't get stuck with one of them. I'm not getting stuck with ChatGPT. It's just working out for me as of now. I tried Copilot a few times and Gemini twice. I haven't tried Claude yet, but I know that it's out there. So
I hear that a lot of the programming environments and stuff like that. I personally use a lot of the, like you mentioned, ChatGPT. I use that a lot. I mess with it a lot. I think that one was definitely helpful just for the reason that I used a prompt to pretty much it coached me through the whole process of getting the certification. So I only studied for about a month and used that as my coach. So I kept talking back to it like, hey, you know what? What did I do wrong? Give me an explanation. Give me
good.
understanding. Like, how can I do this better next time? And it'll give me explanations like, hey, you know what? This is the way your think process is, your education process, the way you think. This is how you learn. So I feel like I had my own little professor.
That's good.
Yeah, I felt like I had my own little professor. So it was tutoring me the whole aspect of it. And I kind of did that on purpose because I was testing it out. I did it for just a whole month of studying. I was like, you know what? I haven't really had the chance to really study, but let me dedicate my whole month and with AI and just studying and see if I can pass the certification. And yeah, right away, man, I passed it right away. No problems. And I try to watch videos and I get bored of them or I get sidetracked or something. And that took me about maybe like 4 months. And I couldn't get the same education process through with AI. So I think AI is definitely improving for multiple reasons.
True. Congratulations on your certification.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it. It was a while. I've been wanting to get one already, man. It was challenging. But with that, I think that's why the AI is definitely a huge benefit for all of us. Just
Yeah.
because it's things like you mentioned, you don't have to go to Google anymore. I use ChatGPT. You can just ask simple things and it gives you all the information.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, we talked about the AI automation. I know that that's been a big impact on cybersecurity, especially SOC. Do you think it's going to be even growing more about the automation on AI with SOC or more in the cybersecurity fields?
Yeah, absolutely. AI will help the SOC team to respond faster. But again, faster doesn't mean that it's better, right? Automation is always best if some of the conditions that I'm going to mention are stable. Like if the inputs coming into that platform are reliable. So that's one thing. You have to have reliable data coming in, right? And if there is a decision logic that is very well defined, meaning there's not a lot ifs, right?
Mhm.
It has to be, if this happens, this is what happens. Bam.
Mhm.
So you can't use a lot of ifs out there because that can become a problem.
Mhm.
And if that automated task or workflow or anything related to automation that you're using AI, try to control the blast radius of that specific workflow, meaning that the lower the impact, the better it's going to be for you if that automation was not properly doing its job. So making
Yes.
sure that you start small.
Yes.
Don't be like too big on your automation. Start small with the small tasks, learn how it works, find the kinks that it's out there, shift to the right, to the left if needed, but make sure that you dial that down as much as you can to a point where that standardization of the automation becomes as reliable as you can, to make sure that your organization will not suffer with bad automation decisions.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So pretty much start in small little steps instead of jumping in and it's like, hey, no, let's just push everything automation.
Yeah.
Small little steps and just start testing it out and see what works, what doesn't work. Um, so just to see the challenges. Do you think a lot of companies do that? They just jump right away and start investing so much money into it and they kind of crash down? Or do you think they're doing a pretty much right decision of just starting slower? Have you seen anything like that? Any differences on the companies?
I haven't seen that many difference across the board. What I'm seeing is people are implementing. Since it's in the beginning still, some organizations are taking more risks, some organizations are taking less risks. But I truly couldn't tell you the percentage if it's half and half or 70-30, 60-40. I couldn't tell you that because I haven't seen lots of organizations truly implementing automation and AI. Most of the ones that I've talked to, they are like starting to implement some form of AI, like AI policy, or allowing their employees to use some AI tool. But then MSSPs, I know that some MSSPs are implementing AI and automation on their alert triage.
Okay.
So that can be good, that can be bad. But the ones that I know, they're also implementing some kind of a double check with humans, which is that safeguard, right?
Okay.
They are trusting, but they are still verifying. This is a safe approach. And I believe if you can do that for a while, you will get more experienced, you get better, and you will understand what's good and what's not good for your use case when using automation and AI.
It sounds like the auditing is going to grow, right? Like auditors, people will be checking internal auditors, external auditors. They're going to be checking the AI prompts and everything else. Do you think that's going to be growing too? Just because, like you said, there has to be somebody checking these prompts, or there has to be somebody checking not every single prompt, but checking like what's coming in and out, or what's going on. So do you think a lot of roles are slowly going to be transitioning to different roles, like saying programming, they're going to be more of an auditor, or cybersecurity might be into different roles. They'll be in cybersecurity, but different role name. Do you think that's going to be transitioning too? Like a lot of positions are going to be transitioning?
Yeah, they're going to be transforming, I would say, AI-based
Yeah.
roles, right? There's going to be some form of AI that you will have to learn and know how to implement in whatever job role that you have out there. It's not only in tech, but it's also in any other industry. Specifically in tech and in cybersecurity, there are already roles that pretty much require AI to be as part of the job description. So if you like a lot of programming, automation, data analysis, all of those things, if you know how to use it with AI and you know how to build the data lake using AI, you're going to be ahead of the game for sure. So yes, there are job positions that are turning into a AI-based type of a position, or in other words, just adding a pinch of AI to make sure that you're not only doing old school cybersecurity, old school IT, but you're actually making use of AI to help you to be way more effective than you were 5 years ago.
Yeah. So a lot of things will be changing. That's pretty much what it sounds like. A lot of things are going to be changing. A lot of things are going to move. It's going to move forward. It's not going to be that traditional cybersecurity. It's going to be a new generation of IT and cybersecurity. They all have to learn some type of fundamental of each of them, right?
Yeah, the fundamentals will stay there. But the difference is going to be on how you handle the new things that are out there, the new platforms, the new technologies, and how does that integrate with the fundamentals that, remember, just like network, right?
Yes.
There are basic fundamentals, and there are things that AI are helping to automate the network. For example, you can automate how to configure a switchboard depending on the type of device that connects to the switch, or you make sure that it's on the right VLAN, or make sure that it gets into the right subnet, and a lot of other things. So this is one of the things that will help you to be more effective. For example, a network engineer, a cybersecurity engineer, AI can help you by analyzing past alerts and correlating those past alerts with the alert that you got, and check if there are any differences or any things that out of the normal behavior of that alert. So it's a similar alert, but there's one little thing that is different from the previous alert. So that may raise a flag. So all of those things will, AI is helping people who are really passionate about IT and tech and cybersecurity, pushing it to be way more effective, to learn faster, and to help you to get the best out of you at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think that it'll get the best out of you for sure. Like there's things that you might not catch right away, but the way you input more information, it gives you more insight of yourself. Like, okay, this is what you do. Like pretty much the way that I studied, I didn't know how to really study until it basically told me this is the way you learn, because I prompted and it was like, hey, from all these records, how do you think is my studying pattern? And it just pretty much told me you got to repeat yourself. You got to repeat what you're doing, be repetitive. And that's the way you can be super focused on that topic. So that's what I learned. So that is pretty cool. So a lot of, do you see that also that GRC, the governance risks, might get, let's say, is there more opportunities for that's coming up for the AI aspect? Because I think they're already coming up with roles called AI GRC or something relatable like that, right?
Yeah, it's going to make GRC roles more effective, but you have to be careful. I've seen some cases out there where AI was used in audits and it was not a good report that was delivered to the client. So you have to be very careful. The auditors and assessors who work in GRC have to be very careful. Use AI to be more effective, 100%. But be careful with the input and also with the output. Remember, garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
And also understand what you were assessing, what you're auditing, because there's always going to be particular things for each organization, for each framework, for each regulations that you were trying to assess against or audit against. So yes, GRC is also being affected in a good way by AI and to get the output even better if you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I still think that even though like AI is a big topic right now, I don't think that it's 100% just because there's some AI will even provide some fake information or provide, I believe they call it AI hallucination. Pretty much, it gives you all this information to make you feel better, even though it's not 100% accurate. So what do you think about those aspects? And I think that you're correct about this, that somebody has to still check, but what would you say?
The only thing that I can say is if you don't know about something, try to fact check.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I say this is because there could be situations where a hallucination coming from an AI tool could destroy your career, your organization's reputation, and yourself in regards to your reputation. So think if you don't know about something, just use it. AI will help you, but do some research as a countermeasure, because then you are mostly sure that the answer the AI provided you is to a degree as per your understanding correct. So just be careful with the hallucinations that could happen, and those things could damage reputations in an easy way.
Okay. And what do you think also, is there any positions you think it might be impacted through AI? Is there anything that you've seen or you've heard? I know there was I believe it was Google that laid off a lot of people or Facebook that laid off a lot of people. Do you think this was an impact for AI or it was just more of a budget aspect of it or it was just a little combination of both? Or pretty much my question is, do you think AI is going to remove some jobs?
Yeah, the AI will remove some jobs, unfortunately. So that's why you have to build your skills and use AI to your benefit. Unfortunately, there will be, I don't know which ones right now off the top of my head, but there will be some jobs that will be replaced by AI. Those jobs might be lower level jobs. Doesn't mean that it could be like mid-tier jobs as well, maybe even high level jobs. But most of them are going to be at the low level jobs. The reason why it's because if you can automate some of those things, if you can use AI as a learning tool to make your processes, your organization even better and more effective, at the end of the day, that's what the organization is looking for, trying to be a better organization for their clients, for whatever industry they are in. But also they want to make sure that they are still there and people are still working, because they don't want to, you can't just automate everything. You will always need people. But there might be situations where you will probably need less people. And that's how it is, because there's that rotation of jobs, right? Some jobs will just disappear, but new jobs will be created. So it's just like jobs fading away until they're gone, and jobs being created until they become the next new thing. Just like cybersecurity, some of those job positions were never thought about in the past until it became a thing. So there is always going to be transitions. You got to be ready for those transitions. That's what I said in the beginning of our episode today. Be ready to make changes along your career path, because that will probably happen in your career path.
That's good to know, because I know a lot of people are a little scared of that. I'm pretty much just like, yeah, I understand that things are going to happen. And that's why pretty much you have to be relevant of what's going on and what the AI. But I think that, like you just said, it is true. It's pretty much a cycle. It's just a cycle. Everything changes. It changes to different roles. So things are going to be changing pretty much like an operating system. Every time it comes up, it's a whole different change. We have to adapt to it. We have to understand it, how things are working. So that's the way I look at it too. That's a good point. It's a good point. So for everything that we talked about, I think we talked about a few topics of AI. Now let's talk about your goals, man. What was your accomplishments from last year, man? I know it's today it's 1/19/2026. I know last year was 2025. So what was your accomplishments?
Well, we are improving our school members. Our members, they are school districts. Most of them are within the Sacramento area. So one of the things that we are doing, we are improving the cybersecurity maturity level of those school districts by providing them trainings, providing them ways to assess their own environment, providing them opportunities to create new policies. And you have to do it in a pace where we can expect that all of the school districts would be able to make it happen, all of our members. Other things that we did within SIA, we strengthened our human risk management. We call it human risk management, but in essence, it's like the combination of phishing campaigns and also security awareness training. So we are making sure that we take care of the human, we train the human, and understand where that risk for specific employees are at and what level. So we have improved that specific security control 100-fold. Another thing is we are also really focused on identity security management. That's also a big thing for our school districts as well, because most of the attacks nowadays, they start off with stolen identities. So making sure that we protect our identities, both internally and also providing ways and methods for our school districts to do that as well. That's one of our biggest efforts for last year. Also, the last thing I would say is pretty much we are reinforcing and learning that we always have to evolve. That means that you implement a few security controls, you have to test those controls. And when you test it, sometimes there are new techniques and new tactics that the threat actors, they are using out there. So we have to be able to learn those tactics and techniques and also be able to detect those things as well. So those are the main three things that I have done with our cybersecurity program. And for 2026, I think the major goal for us and the major push is AI. And it's going to be mostly around data governance and data security. That will be our biggest project for this year, alongside strengthening our school districts cybersecurity program as well, and making sure that they are stepping up their cybersecurity mature level.
Okay. So it sounds it's getting mature now, huh? It's getting more.
Yes,
It's a lot of accomplishments, advancements that is going on. So that's good.
exactly. Because at the end of the day, the threat environment is changing, right? But we are also changing. So that helps us to make sure that we are doing the right thing as much as we can, as fast as we can.
That's good. So you think that the threats are getting higher and higher, more advanced? Do you think that's happening every single day?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why you always have to be ahead of the game, making sure that we are thinking ahead against those threat actors. If we are not, you're going to be falling behind at some point. It will come after you. So if you can protect the most important things that you have and also lower the impact as much as you can if something happens, that's a great thing to do.
That's pretty cool. So you as a CISO, you make your own cybersecurity program. You work with a team and get everything. You're the one that plans everything out, right?
Yeah, well, I'm responsible for the cybersecurity program. And of course, I work alongside with the CTO. He's responsible to make our digital transformation happen, making sure that we're technologically on top of things. So him and I, we are always working hand in hand, side by side, and ensuring that we are pushing technology across our organization, but also doing it in a secure and safe way for everyone. And anytime there is a change that needs to be made, we sit down, we discuss, and we ensure that we're making the best decision for the organization and also for our school districts.
That's good. So from your other perspectives, I know that the CTO is more focused in the technology aspect of it. The CISO is more focused on security aspect. Do you think there's always that middle ground that you guys have to work together on, like say, you know what, we want to bring the best technology, but we want to bring also the best security? Is there always a bumpy road on that perspective? More of like, hey, we can bring the best technology, but there's always that risk. Or we can bring lower technology, but there's always that security. Is that always happening as a business aspect?
Yeah, there's always a middle ground that we have to reach, right? If you do a lot of security, you're not going to be too effective. And if you open up for a lot of technology out there, you might not be too secure. So there has to be some common ground where both the technological side and the security side, they're both happy and the risk is acceptable to the business. And also we are doing something that will provide the business a better way to be more effective or to produce more or to be more lucrative or use less resources and keep doing the same kind of work. With that, you can do more work with the same kind of people. So yes, there is always going to be, I'm not going to say it's not a conflict, but it's more of a like, there's always going to be discussions and healthy discussions where those healthy discussions will turn into something good or great for the organization, where we can funnel to something that will help the organization to move forward with new technologies, but also move forward in a secure and a safe manner.
That's good. And I personally know both of you guys. It's pretty cool because both of you guys have the same type of backgrounds, both technology, both C-levels, and one a CTO, one a CISO. I think that both of you guys can always align because of that same perspective. It's like you have that technical background. He has that technical background. So you guys can understand how to move forward in this perspective. That is pretty cool. Do you think for other companies, it's always like that? Or is it kind of like, hey, you know what? I know everything about security. I know everything about technology. Do they kind of bump heads once in a while? Or do you think that's always like
Yeah, there are situations out there. You have to check your ego at the door at the end of the day. You have to be, you know what, but you also don't know what you don't know. So listening and learning from other people is always going to be helpful. But we also have to push to what you believe and what you're responsible for. It's your responsibility. You're going to be accountable for any decisions that you make. So the best way to move forward is to move forward as an organization. That way, it will help not only you to be successful, but also your technological team to be successful as well. And at the end, your organization will be more secure. So who doesn't want to be in an organization that most, if not everyone, aligned and row into the same direction? That's the best organization that you can work for.
Yes.
And so that's my opinion. There, answer your question. Yes, there are people out there that they butt heads and try to create conflict. Maybe they are learning. Maybe they need to stop and listen. Different perspectives, different opinions, different people. Just be humble and be cognizant that you may know your things, but other people might know other things as well. It could be in any kind of situation, technical or the industry or the business, so on and so forth.
Yeah, that's good. Kind of look at both stories instead of just one. Like, hey, just the security aspect of it or just the technology aspect. But that's good. That's good. I think that's pretty much it, man. Do you have anything else you want to add? Anything you want to say anything to the audience?
Well, first of all, thanks again, Efren, for the invite. I really appreciate it. I'm always happy to be part of your podcast. Always has been like a great conversation, great insights. I really hope that this new episode will help your audience to get a better understanding of AI and cybersecurity and how the market is out there as of today. And I'm looking forward to our next episode.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it all the time. You always giving me good insight, man. I always appreciate for what you do, helping us out. You're definitely an influence to all of us. Everybody knows you. Every time I talk to somebody, like, hey, where's Gustavo? I want to meet him. So you're like a local celebrity for sure. I do appreciate everything you do for us, especially for the community, man. You've been helping us out a lot, especially in the entry-level community.
Thank you. Much appreciated, man. I'm here to help as much as I can. And I'm here to learn as well from whoever wants to discuss and talk about cybersecurity, AI, life. Here to learn. Thank you.
Yeah. You got a lot of stories too and life too. Okay. Well, thank you. Appreciate it again. Gustavo, thanks for coming again for the podcast. This is our third episode already, and we're going to be working more on the AI aspect.